Change over time. Change over time. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old, and the first fossil evidence of life is from bacteria from 3.8 billion years ago, BYA. Human history is less than 100,000 years. Earth and its biosphere, all parts of the Earth where life exists, have changed dramatically over the billions of years, called deep time. This is a conceptual image of the Earth 4.5 billion years ago. The biosphere changes over time. This diagram shows how continents and oceans have changed over the last 5% of Earth's history. We had one large continent, called Pangaea, which broke off into more continents, and eventually to the continents that we see today. As continents, oceans, convection currents, and ocean currents have changed, so has climate on all parts of the globe. The biosphere changes over time. Over deep time, the Earth has changed from a place where it was very hot, with a lot of volcanic activity and an atmosphere with no oxygen, to today's biosphere that supports a myriad of life forms. When single-celled photosynthetic organisms filled the oceans 2.6 billion years ago, oxygen increased in the atmosphere and global temperatures fell, showing how life changes the environment. And now, human activity has greatly impacted the environment through the use of fossil fuels, population growth, and elimination of other species. Life changes over time. As the biosystem changed, so did life. Cyanobacteria were the first photosynthetic organisms that appeared 2.6 billion years ago. The Cambrian explosion, which happened 542 million years ago, was a period of rapid evolution where many new types of animals started to appear. The Cretaceous period, 66 million years ago, was around the last time that the dinosaurs were on Earth, and today we have many modern animals that we know of, including this elephant. Adaptation and Evolution. Adaptation is a process by which a population of organisms can change over time, allowing them to survive and reproduce in a changing environment. This process is a driving force for evolution, which explains how life developed from simple chemicals to today's complex world. A population is a group of organisms of the same species that live in the same area. Adaptations. An adaptation is a trait, which is a structure, function, or behavior that makes a living organism better able to survive and reproduce. A koala has 2 thumbs on each hand, which enables it to get a better grip when climbing trees, although it's pretty unlikely that we'll see a koala using a comb. Competition. Organisms that share an environment compete with each other to obtain necessities, like water, food, and living space. An organism with an adaptation specific to its environment that helps it obtain resources has a better chance of survival and reproduction than the other organisms in its environment. So in the case of lions, it's better for them to have more muscles and sharper teeth and sharper claws to outdo their competitors, such as hyenas, leopards, or other lions even. And this happens at the bacterial level as well. Bacteria are constantly evolving new adaptations to try and outcompete other bacteria. Some bacteria will make toxins or antibiotics to kill off other bacteria, and that's why we often smell the odor on decaying animals, because bacteria are claiming it for themselves and trying to ward away other possible competitors. Big trends over life's timeline. Mass extinctions make room for new species, and are followed by increases in biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth. Biodiversity and complexity tend to increase over time, but are accelerated dramatically by mass extinctions. Extinctions have been caused by volcanic eruptions, temperature changes, asteroid impacts, changes in oxygen levels, changes in carbon dioxide levels, and changes in ocean minerals.
The environment has shaped life through changes in the composition of the atmosphere and oceans. Also through cataclysmic events like asteroid strikes and volcanic activity. Life has shaped the environment, for example, the oxygen crisis and current global climate change. This two-way process has and will continue to change the biosphere, but the biosphere typically changes over many millions of years.